Web reads.
Womp.
We could all do Gilbert Gottfried impressions.
Gilbert Gottfried.
Gilbert Gottfried, my heart is pounding. The elevator arrived.
We should do real southern, like,
Jafar!
my heart is pounding. The elevator arrives on the first floor, but I scramble out as soon as the doors slide open. I stumble once, fortunately not sprawling onto the immaculate sandstone floor.
Lucky for me, the sandstone floor wasn't slick with my vaginal fluids because I was incredibly aroused, let me tell you that much.
Let me tell you that much. I would have made some money on the used panties Reddit thread. I'll tell you what, okay?
I was like powering
Can I tell you that much?
God damn it, I was like a sheep in heat, let me tell you. I was just leaking and gushing fluids all over the damn place. If anyone would have come there, they'd need to put down a wet floor sign, otherwise someone could have slipped.
We do not want a lawsuit on our hands, I'll tell you what, ma'am.
Absolutely not. I've had way too many businesses being sued by people slipping on my pussy juices, let me tell you.
What's this character? What's her name? Can she be like Cheryl?
Yes.
Like a Cheryl.
Cheryl DuBois. I'm just a lonely southern dame. I've been married 5 times, 4 of them happy. You understand?
My favorite accent to do is, I call her Margie, and she's like, I have to say balls. My heart... Jerry, your balls are disgusting. My heart is pounding. The elevator door arrives on the first floor, and I scramble out as soon as the door slide open, like my pussy. Stumbling, but fortunately not sprawling onto the immaculate floors.
Is she Boston?
Busted wide open in the toe.
My heart is pounding. The elevator. Is she Boston or is she supposed to be like New York Jewish?
New York Jewish is what I do.
Okay. My heart is pounding. The elevator arrives on the first floor, and I scramble out as soon as the door slide open, stumbling once, but fortunately not sprawling onto the immaculate sandstone floor. I call to my husband. I say, Marty, I say, bring the car around front. I'm not going to be able to make it all the way into row G of the parking garage.
This is too sexy. I don't like him. Honey, his eyes are so gray and his cock bulge is so big. Honey, we gotta get out of here. I want him so bad. I
can see his testicles throbbing inside his undergarments, and I don't care for it.
I don't care for it, but you know, sometimes, Marty, I just want to get up in those giblets.
Bits of that almost turned into Arnold Schwarzenegger. My heart is pounding. The elevator arrives on the first floor, and I scramble out as soon as the door slide open, stumbling once, but fortunately not falling onto Christian Grey's rock-hard penis. It is truly amazing. I've been working out for 25 years, and my penis is still much smaller than Christian's. I fucking love it.
Because of all the drugs they pump in, you know how it is. I can do the shitty Eastern European accent.
Duh.
My heart is pounding.
My heart is
The elevator arrives on the first floor. I scramble out as soon as the door slides open, stumbling once, but fortunately not sprawling onto the immaculate sandstone floor. I race to the side, the wide glass door. So bad.
Luckily for me, somebody has already spilled a lot of borscht onto the floor, and it is ruined.
Nut. All right, you can read this one.
And so we move on to chapter 2, the second chapter that there is, possibly more sensual than the last. Let's hope so. Let us begin. Chapter 2. My heart is pounding. The elevator arrives on the first floor, and I scramble out as soon as the doors slide open, stumbling once, but fortunately not sprawling onto the immaculate sandstone floor. Why does he have such a boner for sandstone?
I mean, it's classy. She is not coordinated. I bet you anything she's wearing like Converse or some sort of flats. There's no excuse for this woman to be slipping and sliding everywhere. And I'm clumsy too, so I'm like, what's your excuse?
She's just a dipshit that's too horned up by Christian Grey. That seems to be the crux of the issue.
She's a little aroused, yeah.
She's slipping and sliding on her own pussy juice sales. I race for the wide glass doors, and suddenly I'm free in the bracing, cleansing, damp air of Seattle. Didn't need the word damp. Raising my face, I welcome the cool, refreshing rain. I close my eyes and take a deep, purifying breath, trying to recover what's left of my equilibrium.
This is terrible writing. I'm so sorry to interject. This is just very bad. I've read fan fiction that's so much better than this. Oh, dear Gussie. My Immortal, you know, the Harry Potter one. Yep. So it's more entertaining than... She's just... Come on, lady. Sorry, continue.
No man has ever affected me the way Christian Grey has, and I cannot fathom why. Is it his looks? His civility? Wealth? Power? I don't understand my irrational reaction. I breathed an enormous sigh of relief. What in heaven's name was that all about? Leaning against one of the steel pillars of the building, I valiantly attempt to calm down and gather my thoughts. I shake my head. What was that? My heart steadies to its regular rhythm, and when I can breathe normally again, I head for the car. Jesus Christ, this book cannot be putting across hard enough how hot she is for Christian Grey. Like, I spoke to him for 5 minutes and I nearly dropped my entire womb out. I was so fucking aroused.
Yeah, honestly, I'm a woman I didn't have my first boyfriend until I was like 21. I didn't kiss anyone until I was 21. So, when I tell you this, no one has made me clumsy or being like, what was that all about? I'm always like, well, that guy's hot. I'll think about him later in the night. Like,
that's the kind of cliched, flirtatious maybe behavior that you might have from someone who is deliberately trying to flirt with someone. Like, he's so hot that I need to fuck him now, so I'm going to pretend that I'm clumsy and stupid, and so he will fuck me tonight.
Yeah. I need to get sprung. Okay.
Precisely. That's the kind of behavior that it is. As I leave the city limits behind, I begin to feel foolish and embarrassed as I replay the interview in my mind. Surely I'm overreacting to something that's imaginary. Okay, so he's very attractive, confident, commanding, at ease with himself, but on the flip side, he's arrogant, and for all his impeccable manners, he's autocratic and cold. And he belches sometimes. Well, on the surface, an involuntary shiver runs down my spine. He may be arrogant, but he has a right to be. He's accomplished so much at such a young age. He doesn't suffer fools gladly, but why should he? Again, I'm irritated that Kate didn't give me a brief biography. While I'm cruising towards Interstate 5, my mind continues to wander. I'm truly perplexed as to what makes someone so driven to succeed. Some of his answers were so There's no way that this dude didn't grow up with a trust fund.
Just an asinine comment. What makes you driven to be successful? It's like a normal human thing. What the heck?
I don't understand why someone would want to do well in this world. What a dipshit.
Yeah,
I'm perplexed as to what makes someone driven to succeed. Surely you would want to live in squalor for your entire life. My name's Anastasia Steele, and I don't know anything. Fucking... Some of his answers were so cryptic, as if he had a hidden agenda. And Kate's questions, the adoption and asking him if he was gay. I shudder. I can't believe I just said that. Ground, swallow me up now. Every time I think of that question in the future, I will cringe with embarrassment. Damn Catherine Kavanagh. I check the speedometer. I'm driving more cautiously than I would on any other occasion, and I know it's the memory of those penetrating grey eyes gazing at me and a stern voice telling me to drive carefully. Shaking my head, I realise that Grey's more like a man twice his age.
Daddy.
Do you think that would change the tone of this book at all if, like, Christian Grey had been a significant amount older than her?
I mean, I'm talking nominally. It would be not a lot different.
Yeah.
I'm assuming, because I haven't read the book, but I know a lot of the stuff about it, and I'm like, she sees him as a daddy figure, because he is 6 years older than her, so she's just a fucking babe.
I mean, at the age that they presumably are, she must be like 21, 22, and then he's, 26, 27, maybe 28.
The exact age difference between me and my significant other.
Then, I mean...
but I'm more the daddy in this relationship. Because I build fences with my paw.
Nice.
If I stand up, I will fall over.
Oh, good. We're at that stage, are we? Fantastic.
Oh, this is drink number 3, my good bitch. Forget it, Anna. I scold myself. I decide that all in all, it's been a very interesting experience, but I shouldn't dwell on it. Put it behind you. I never have to see him again. I'm immediately cheered by the thought. I switch to the MP3 player and turn the volume up loud, sit back, and listen to thumping indie rock music as I press down on the accelerator. As I hit the I-5, I realize I can drive as fast as I want.
What the fuck? How old is E.L. James? She must be like more
50.
than 40, being like, this is what the kids listen to. I was listening to independent rock. on my fucking... I'm not sure if you've heard of this band called Disturbed. I was listening to them and I loved it.
That is not...
Anyway,
more
I was...
like the Modest Mouse. Have you heard of them? 21 Pilots.
Then I had to go down to Hot Topic to purchase some new clothing.
Spencers, also.
You know more about this than I do. I like to listen to the Beatles.
We live in a small community of duplex apartments in Vancouver, Washington, close to the Vancouver campus of WSU. I'm lucky. Kate's parents bought the place for her, and I pay peanuts for rent.
Told ya.
It's been home for 4 years now. As I pull up outside, I know Kate is going to want a blow-by-blow account, and she is tenacious.
Girl, there hasn't been any blowing yet. You just hold your horses.
Well, at least she has the mini disc. Well, I guess that's digital recorder in your translation.
Yeah, that's what it's put in mine, yeah.
Hopefully I won't have to elaborate much beyond what was said during the interview. Anna, you're back! Kate sits in our living room, surrounded by books. She's clearly been studying for finals, though she's still in her pink flannel pajamas, decorated with cute little rabbits, the ones she reserves for the aftermath of breaking up with boyfriends, for assorted illnesses, and for general moody depression. There's a lot to parse there.
Yeah.
Fuck you, E.L. James. It's not just moody depression. It's a disease. We think about dying a lot. Shut up.
General moody depression. Oh, yes. General moody depression is precisely equivalent with having the flu.
Suicidal ideation. Am I right, bitch?
It's such a trivial matter, you know, wishing that I was dead every second of every day. It's almost nothing.
It's not even that I wish I was dead. It's that I wish I had a choice on whether or not being born, you know? It's not like I want to die, but I'm like, why do I exist? This is stupid.
Well, that's interesting. I tend to wish that I was dead. I tend to wish that I could just, like, opt out at this point.
Yeah, it's not like I don't want to die. I don't want to, like, die, but I keep thinking it'd be cool to not exist for a little bit, for, like, a while, you know?
Yeah, I mean, really, the only thing that keeps me alive is guilt. Mostly. So,
that's upsetting.
Well,
but,
I mean...
You know, it will get better. Like, that's what therapy and meds are for. It's not the end, and it doesn't have
I know. It changes on a day-by-day basis. Normally when I'm at my worst, I'm like, the only thing keeping me alive is guilt. I don't want to be alive, and the only thing that prevents me from killing myself is that other people would be sad. But you also got to keep in mind that you're not always going to feel like that. There will be some breaks. Is it bad? It's not bad, it's just, it's because I had so much alcohol and eventually it starts to grate on me. Because I'm not a seasoned drinker. Me either, but it tastes like orange juice, so I'm good. This tastes like Ribena with booze in it. Yeah, it's a little harder to drink canned drinks. I like to have, like, cocktails that don't taste like it. She bounced up to me and hugs me hard. I was beginning to worry. I expected you back sooner. I drove 165 fucking miles, Kate. What? Yeah, like, give me a break. I took, like, a 10-minute interview. It was so short. Jesus. Oh, I thought I made good time considering the interview ran over. I waved the mini disc recorder at her. Anna, thank you so much for doing this. I owe you. I know. How was it? What was he like? Oh no, here we go. The Catherine Kavanaugh Inquisition. She's a journalist. That's a reasonable question to ask. Like, are you kidding me, Anna? I struggle to answer her question. What can I say? I'm glad it's over, and I don't have to see him again. He was rather intimidating, you know? I shrug. He's very focused, intense even, and young. Really young. Kate gazes innocently at me. I frown at her. Don't you look so innocent? Why didn't you give me a biography? You made me feel like such an idiot for skimping on basic research. Kate clamps a hand to her mouth. Jeez, Anna, I'm sorry. I didn't think. I had the flu, bitch. Yeah, fucking everyone's at fault here. I huff. Mostly he was courteous, formal, slightly stuffy, and he's old before his time. He doesn't talk like a man of 20-something. How old is he anyway? 27. Geez, Anna, I'm sorry. I should have briefed you, but I was in such a panic. Let me have the digital recorder, and I'll start transcribing the interview. You look better. Did you eat your soup, I asked, keen to change the subject. Yes, it was delicious as usual. I'm feeling much better. Nothing hits the spot like delicious Heinz tomato soup. It's good for what ails you. Sponsored by Heinz. I wish. She smiles at me in gratitude. I check my watch. I have to run. I still have to make my shift at Clayton's.
Anna, you'll be exhausted. I'll be fine. I'll see you later.
I wonder what type of establishment Clayton's is. Maybe we'll find out soon.
Like a bar? I don't know.
The only Clayton that I know is the dude from Tarzan.
What?
You know the Disney Tarzan movie?
I didn't know there was a Clayton.
Yeah, the hunter was called Clayton. The one played by Brian Blessed is like, I'm going into the jungle to hunt gorillas and I'm going to shoot them even if Tarzan doesn't even like it.
Even if you don't like it, Jane.
Yeah. Basically, the whole movie is just Tarzan being like, no, don't shoot the apes. I'm Tarzan and I'm a good
family.
boy. Yeah, and then Clayton's just like, well, I'm here to protect everyone, but I'm also here to murder 50 fucking apes because it's funny. And then he dies at the end and it's good.
I don't even remember Tarzan.
Oh, it was a good movie. It was a Phil Collins soundtrack. People being like, with the power to be wise and the Phil Collins to be cool.
Sometimes I think about ripping my nose ring out just for funsies.
Don't do that.
I can't even feel my nose, dude.
No, don't do that, though. Don't do that.
You're right. I cost like a lot of money to get it done, so.
It would probably hurt later. A lot. And you bleed on everything, and then you'd have to clean it.
My friend, my roomie, stepped on a shard of glass last night, and he was like, ooh, 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 and he sat down on the ottoman, and I was like, I got this. I got this. And I got tweezers, and I pulled it out, and I cleaned it up, because I have aerosolized hydrogen peroxide, because when you're on your period, sometimes you bleed through, and that's the only way to get the stains out of your panties. Mm-hmm. You know. And so I had that, and then I cleaned it up, and then I gave him some Neosporin, and I doctored him up, and it felt great.
Nice.
I forgot what we were talking about before that immediately.
We were talking about Tarzan, the Disney movie.
Boy, it's been a few years.
Oh, and then after that, you were going to pull out your nose ring.
Oh, yeah.
But don't do that. Instead, don't.
I will not do it.
Cool.
I will just fantasize about it.
That's better than doing it, okay. I've worked at Clayton since I started at WSU. It's the largest independent hardware store in the Portland area, and over the 4 years I've worked here, I've come to know a little bit about most everything we sell. Although, ironically, I'm crap at DIY. I leave all that to my dad.
Girls can't do anything.
Gender roles. One time I tried to hold a hammer and it just slipped from my fucking hand.
What's a nail?
Are you talking about the thing on the end of my finger that I go to the manicurist every week for? Because that's the only nails that I know.
Gosh.
I'm glad I can make my shift, as it gives me something to focus on that isn't Christian Grey and his throbbing cock. We're busy. I put that bit in. It's the start of the summer season and folks are redecorating their homes. Mrs. Clayton looks relieved to see me. Anna, I thought you weren't going to make it in today. My appointment didn't take as long as I thought. I can do a couple of hours. I'm real pleased to see you. She sends me to the storeroom to start restocking shelves, and I'm soon absorbed in the task. When I arrive home later, Catherine is wearing headphones and working on her laptop. Her nose is still pink, but she has her teeth into a story, so she's concentrating and typing furiously. I'm thoroughly drained, exhausted by the long drive, by the grueling interview, and by being swamped at Clayton's. I slump onto the couch thinking about the essay I have to finish and all the studying I haven't done today because I was holed up with him. You've got some good stuff here, Anna. Well done. I can't believe you didn't take him up on his offer to show you around. He obviously wanted to spend more time with you. She gives me a fleeting quizzical look. Even Kate knows. Kate. She wasn't even there and she knows they're fucking hot for each other. Why didn't they just bone right there on the sandstone, Do you think that absorbs sex stains?
Ew, probably. Sandstone seems porous.
Yeah, it's probably like a porous, igneous rock. I flush, and my heart rate inexplicably increases. That wasn't the reason, surely. He just wanted to show me around so I could see that he was lord of all he surveyed. I realised I'm biting my lip, and I hope Kate doesn't notice. But she seemed absorbed in her transcription. Okay, who fucking bites their lip and doesn't notice?
This is what I look like when I bite my lip.
I don't think I've ever seen anyone biting their lip in like a sensuous manner other than in movies because it's a fucking cliche. No one looks at people and just like...
It's such a trope. Yeah.
Unless they're already
I chew on my lip skin when I'm anxious. Yeah. I mean, that's accurate. Like...
Yeah, I bite the skin off
and you
my
look all
lip.
sly, like, I'm gonna make my lip bleed because I'm stressed.
Yeah, but people don't look at other people and be like, unless they're already mid-jack off. Maybe it's because people don't find me attractive, but they don't bite their lip at me. Maybe they flick their teeth at me like in Shakespeare times, and they're like, "Mwah."
I bite my thumb.
A pox upon you, sir. I've seen you in my establishment, and I don't care for you to be here any longer. You are a wastrel and a scoundrel, and I bid you farewell. Prithee, knave, hie thee hence from my establishment.
I hear what you mean about formal. Did you take any notes, she asked. No, I didn't.
Idiot.
That's fine. I can still make a fine article with this. Shame we don't have some original stills. Good-looking son of a bitch, isn't he? I flush. I suppose so. I try hard to sound disinterested, and I think I succeed. Oh, come on, Anna. Even you can't be immune to his looks. She arches a perfect eyebrow at me. Crap! I distract her with flattery. Always a good ploy. You probably would have got a lot more out of him. Come on, practically offered you a job. Given that I foisted this on you at the last minute, you did very well. She glances up at me speculatively. I make a hasty retreat into the kitchen. I just imagine her power walking like, I'm gonna wash some dishes. Like,
nobody foisted anything on me today. Hop off.
So what did you really think of him? Damn, she's inquisitive. Why can't she just let this go? Think of something quick. He's very driven, controlling, arrogant, scary, really, but very charismatic. I can understand the fascination, I add truthfully, as I peer around the door at her, hoping this will shut her up once and for all. You? Fascinated by a man? That's a first, she snorts.
Okay, well, at least we've got some sort of story confirmation that she's never seen a man in her life before.
Honestly, what the hell?
So much that this girl that she's been living with for the past 4 years has been like, you fascinated by a man?
Oh, girl, you're fascinated by a man. That's rare, honey. You usually like the girls.
I don't know. I'm not sure if she's implying that she's a lesbian or if she's implying, like, you normally spend all of your time holed up in the den with a nice piece of literature. The only man you care about is
literature.
Thomas Hardy and Ernest Hemingway.
With your whiskey, honey. You don't even like whiskey, but all right.
You just sit under a blanket drinking your Southern Comfort, wishing that you were in Pride and Prejudice fucking Mr. Darcy. Honestly,
who doesn't? You can't pretend like you wouldn't fuck him. Come on now.
I said that very specifically to call you out.
Yeah, how could you not? This is his hand, and I'm pretending this is my hand.
I'm gonna get another tattoo on my other arm of Elizabeth Bennet, and inside her hand is gonna be Mr. Darcy's dick. And then on my face I'm gonna have the teardrop tattoos, but instead of tears it's gonna be cum.
No! I start gathering the makings of a sandwich so she can't see my face. Why did you want to know if he was gay? Incidentally, that was the most embarrassing question. I was mortified, and he was pissed to be asked, too. I scowl at the memory. Whatever. Whenever he's in the society pages, he never has a date. It was embarrassing. The whole thing was embarrassing. I'm glad I'll never have to lay eyes on him again. Oh, Anna, it can't have been that bad. I think he sounds quite taken with you. Taken with me? Now Kate's being ridiculous. Would you like a sandwich? Please.
What the fuck was that paragraph ending?
Hey, I will tell you, I've lived with a couple women in my life, and nothing. You'd never say, he seems quite taken with you. You'd be like, hey, it sounded like he wanted the pussy. Like, we're nasty. Girls that talk to each other are nasty.
I mean, like, even if these were particularly respectful young ladies, I feel like no one would be like, it sounds like he was quite taken with you. That sounds like something you would say if you were in a Jane Austen novel.
Honestly, that's something you would say to me.
That's something I would say to you if I was mocking you. Oh, it sounds like he's rather taken with you. Mr. Darcy, it sounds like he's rather got the half chub for you. Half at worst. At very least a 3/4 chub, Miss Bennet.
All I want. A semi, if you will.
Oh, Claire, I can't wait to slide onto that car.
Too far! This is not fanfic. This is not flashback.
I wonder how much fanfic there is of Jane Austen books.
I refused to look. I did once just because I wanted a continuation of the story. No porn on this one. And I was like, no.
It's too nasty.
I would not be reading these. That's
Mr.
what
Darcy.
I was bred for, okay?
Mr. Darcy would never say that about his dick. He would never describe it as a throbbing tree. God damn it.
Be swallow. I love the big Ben. I love the big Kylo Ren meme. It's very funny to me. I send it to one of my friends on Twitter like every couple hours.
Poor Adam Driver.
Bless his heart. He's so big. They did him dirty. They shouldn't have made his pants that tall.
Apparently he
They
was...
should have shown his cum gutters, if you will.
Apparently he was very insecure about appearing shirtless.
Oh, he shouldn't. He has a good body.
Oh, it's sad that he's getting mugged off, though.
I can't help but to contribute, because it is a very funny
It is a
still
funny
from the
picture. Mama said that if I pulled the pajama pants right up to my armpits, then it would be much warmer that way.
And she wasn't wrong. I'm in space. It's cold out here. The sun is far, okay?
My real name's Ben, but people should call me Kylo Ren, because that's my nickname when I'm in the space patrol.
Weird how they're all technically aliens, but some of them have a British accent and some of them have an American accent. What's that about?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why they didn't just let John Boyega keep his British accent.
Oh, actually, so he was explaining that in a video. I saw an interview, and apparently they're like, it just worked better as an American accent. And I think it does, too.
The Stormtroopers, yeah.
Accent, but it sounds very good. Okay, let's continue. My battery's getting low on my beauty.
That's fine. We're nearly the end at the... Well, I think we're nearly at the end of Chapter 2. I'm not sure. It looks like we are. We talk no more of Christian Grey that evening, much to my relief. Once we've eaten, I'm able to sit at the dining table with Kate, and, while she works on her articles, I work on my essay on Tess of the D'Urbervilles. Damn, that woman was in the wrong place at the wrong time, in the wrong century. By the time I finish, it's midnight, and Kate has long since gone to bed. I make my way to my room, exhausted, but pleased that I've accomplished so much for a Monday. I curl up in my white iron bed, wrap my mother's quilt around me, close my eyes, and I'm instantly asleep. That night, I dream of dark places, bleak, cold white floors, and grey eyes. Number one, obviously the grey eyes are Christian Grey's. I feel like it would have been better if he didn't have eyes that were grey. Seems too obvious to me.
Yeah, it seems a bit on the nose. Like,
yeah. Second thing, who describes their fucking bed as like, I curled up in my white iron bed?
Honestly, like, I get the mother's quilt, because I have a quilt from my mother that I sometimes sleep with, but like...
Absolutely. That's like a personal item.
Yeah, quilts are always personal items because someone has made them.
Yeah.
And it's taken them time. I'm pretty sure mine was from JCPenney's in like the 80s though, so let's be real.
Even so, it's something that has been gifted to you.
Bed. Me, I curl up in my teak IKEA bed frame.
Yeah.
You know, the one with the bars but no footboard. You know the one.
I curl up in my flat pack bed. Fucking stupid. For the rest of the week, I throw myself into my studies and my job at Clayton's. Kate is busy too, compiling her last edition of the student newspaper before she has to relinquish it to the new editor, while also cramming for her finals. By Wednesday, she's much better, and I no longer have to endure the sight of her pink flannel with too many rabbits pyjamas. I call my mum in Georgia to check on her, but also so she can wish me luck on my final exams. She proceeds to tell me about her latest venture into candle making. My mother is all about new business ventures. Fundamentally, she's bored and wants something to occupy her time, but she has the attention span of a goldfish. It'll be something new next week. She worries me. I hope she hasn't mortgaged the house to finance this latest scheme. And I hope Bob, her relatively new but much older husband, is keeping an eye on her now that I'm no longer there. He does seem a lot more grounded than husband number 3.
Hold up. So we could assume that she has a Georgia accent. Number 1. Okay. So number 2, bitch, candle making is not that expensive. It is not that expensive. You do not need a mortgage on your house. Are you fucking kidding me? Look at an Etsy shop, get some soy wax and essential oil. It is literally that easy. Oh my gosh.
I had to remortgage my house so that I could buy enough wax to make a single candle.
Honestly. Oh my goodness. Sorry, that was so rude. Like, even I'm rude about my mama, but I ain't that bad.
So she's like, she seems to be mothering her own mother, which seems weird considering that we've just had the massive plot dump that she's on husband number 4. She sounds perfectly capable of taking care of herself.
3.
No, this is husband number 4.
Husband number 4.
If Bob is more grounded than husband number 3, it implies that he's at least husband number 4, maybe even more. If husband number 3 was a particular fucking chode. How are things with you, Anna? For a moment I hesitate, and I have Mum's full attention. I'm fine. Anna? Have you met someone? Wow, how does she do that? The excitement in her voice is palpable. No, Mum, it's nothing. You'll be the first to know if I do. Should we do her voice in like a Georgia accent, like a Jewish old mother voice?
Anna, you know, you really need to get out more, honey. You worry me.
What type of accent is Georgia, like Southern America?
Oh, definitely. It's way more south than Texas, so it's like a real Southern Belle voice.
Anna, you really need to get out more, honey. You worry me. How comes you haven't found yourself a nice little old husband there? Something like
honey,
that.
you know you won't have to work a day if you hire the right man.
Oh, honey child, if you find yourself a rich husband, you won't have to live a day past 30. You can just spend the rest of your life eating bonbons and just chilling out on the sofa.
Just be dead after 30.
I misspoke. Let me tell you that much for free. I misspoke. Okay, fine. We've decided that Anna's mother needs to have a Southern Belle's voice. So I'll reread some of these lines. Anna, have you met someone? Wow, how does she do that? The excitement in her voice is palpable. No, Mum, it's nothing. You'll be the first to know if I do. Anna, you really need to get out more, honey. You worry me. Mum, I'm fine. How's Bob? As ever, distraction is the best policy. Later that evening, I call Ray, my stepdad, Mum's husband number 2, the man I consider my father and the man whose name I bear. It's a brief conversation. In fact, it's not so much a conversation as a one-sided series of grunts in response to my gentle coaxing. Ray is not a talker. But he's still alive, he's still watching soccer on TV, and going bowling or fly fishing or making furniture when he's not. Ray is a skilled carpenter, and the reason I know the difference between a hawk and a handsaw. All seems well with him. What kind of fucking idiot is this girl?
Almighty. Yeah, what?
I've spent all my life in academia, and I can't tell the difference between a simple tool and a bird. Fucking... I mean, I'm sure she was going for a simple turn of phrase, but it is our job, it is our duty as literary critics to relentlessly analyze this piece of text.
Friday night, Kate and I are debating what to do with our evening. We want some time out from our studies, from our work, and from student newspapers, when the doorbell rings. Standing on our doorstep, my good friend Jose, clutching a bottle of champagne. Jose, great to see you! I gave him a quick hug. Come in. Jose is the first person I met when I arrived at WSU, looking as lost and lonely as I did. We recognized a kindred spirit in each of us that day, and we've been friends ever since. Not only do we share a sense of humor, but we discovered that both Ray and Jose's senior were in the same Army unit together. As a result, our fathers have become firm friends too.
Weird.
Jose, yeah, it's very strange. Jose is studying engineering and is the first in his family to make it to college. He's pretty damn bright, but his real passion is photography. Classic. Joe has a great eye for a good picture. I have news. He grins, his dark eyes twinkling. Don't tell me. You've managed not to get kicked out for another week, I tease, and he scowls playfully at me. I'm sorry, this is like the shittiest writing I have ever mentioned.
It's not the best, certainly.
The Portland Place Gallery is going to exhibit my photos next month. That's amazing! Congratulations! Delighted for him, I hug him again. Kate beams at him too. Way to go, Jose! I should put this in the paper. Nothing like last-minute editorial changes on a Friday evening, she grins. These people are so boring. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god. It's so great that you've got your photos in the local gallery. I'll put it in my schedule for the newspaper. I can't believe I have to change it.
Let's celebrate. I want you to come to the opening. Jose looks intently at me. I flush. Both of you, of course, yes. Glancing nervously at Kate. He wants to fuck.
Obviously, it's so obvious just based on that one interaction alone. I flush. He's looking at me with the eyes that say I'd like to fuck you, aka the eyes that a man always has on at any given moment, at any woman pretty much, unless they don't like women, pretty much.
Jose and I are good friends, but I know deep down inside he'd like to be more. He's cute and funny, but he's just not for me. He's more like the brother I never had. Classic brother zoning. Catherine often teases me that I'm missing the need a boyfriend gene, but the truth is, I just haven't met anyone whom I'm attracted to, even though part of me longs for those trembling knees, heart in my mouth, butterflies in my belly, sleepless moments.
Well, obviously she's going to be getting that with Christian Grey because she basically, like, fucking gushed onto his
pants.
Yeah.
She basically creamed her jeans there in the building.
She nearly splooshed right onto the sandstone.
Sometimes I wonder if there's something wrong with me. Perhaps I spent too long in the company of my literary romantic heroes, and consequently my ideals and expectations are far too high. But in reality, nobody's ever made me feel like that.
It's just like you because you love Mr. Darcy so much.
Until very recently, the unwelcome, still small voice in my subconscious whispers, "No!" I banish the thought immediately. I'm not going there, not after that pitiful interview. "Are you gay, Mr. Grey?" I wince at the memory. I know I've dreamt about him most nights since then. It's been one night, by the way. But that's just to purge the awful experience from my system, surely.
She says it in that same voice like the meme of "You are like a tiny child to me."
You are like a baby. Watch this.
I'm not going there, not after that painful interview. "Are you gay, Mr. Grey?" I wince at the memory. "You are like small child to me in embarrassing interview. I once asked man if he put dick inside bull. He tell me yes."
I watch Jose open the bottle of champagne. He's tall, and in his jeans and t-shirt, he's all shoulders and muscles, tan skin, dark hair, and burning dark eyes. Yes, Jose's pretty hot, but I think he's finally getting the message. We're just friends. The cork makes its loud pop, and Jose looks up and smiles.
Okay, so initially, he's cute and funny, but he's not for me. That's fine, I can accept that. Cute and hot are not the same.
Oh, no. You can see a friend and be like, "Man, he is some..." Actually, no, you're right. Smoking means, like, come to mama.
If you think someone's hot, that means you want to fuck them.
Basically, yeah.
Like, I've been called cute enough and
or you
not hot.
identify that you, like, if you were to fuck, you would be like, "Yeah, it'd be fun to fuck him." You know, like, daydreaming, kind of?
Just, it seems weird that she seems attracted to him, being like, "Oh, he's all shoulders and muscles. Yeah, he's hot.
Yeah.
But we're just friends because, I don't know, fuck him." Saturday at the store is a nightmare. We're besieged by do-it-yourselfers wanting to spruce up their homes. Mr. and Mrs. Clayton and John and Patrick, the two other part-timers, and I are besieged by customers. We've already had the word besieged. That's bad form.
Yeah, luckily in mine it doesn't say that. It said rushed.
There's a lull around lunchtime, and Mrs. Clayton asks me to check on some orders while I'm sitting behind the counter at the register, discreetly eating my bagel. I'm engrossed in the task, checking catalogue numbers against the items we need and the items we've ordered, eyes flicking from the order book to the computer screen and back as I make sure the entries match. Then, for some reason, I glance up and find myself locked in the bold grey gaze of Christian Grey, who's standing in the corner, staring at me. Heart failure. Miss Steele, what a pleasant surprise. His gaze is unwavering and intense. Holy crap, what the hell is he doing here, looking all outdoorsy with his tousled hair and his creamy chunky knit sweater, jeans and walking boots? I think my mouth has popped open and I cannot locate my brain or my voice. "Mr. Grey," I whisper because that's all I can manage. There's a ghost of a smile on his lips, and his eyes are alight with humour, as if he's enjoying some private joke. I was in the area, he says by way of explanation. I need to stock up on a few things. It's a pleasure to see you again, Miss Steele. His voice is warm and husky, like dark melted chocolate fudge caramel. Or something. Okay, so in terms of that previous sentence, out of everything that E.L. James has written so far, this is my favourite sentence. This shows
something.
Yeah, that shows like the most personality in the character that we've seen so far, being so flustered that she's like dark melted chocolate fudge caramel or fucking something. Shit, I don't know.
Yeah, so I think what she's going for is like a common, you know how millennials talk, we're like fuck or something, but she's not quite getting the voice because she's old.
It's a shame, really, because I think you're probably right that that's what she was going for. It comes across to me as someone who's so flustered that they can't even think of a fucking metaphor, and I like that a lot.
Yeah.
But that's probably not what she was going for.
No.
Such a shame.
Bless her heart.
She's trying so much. We just have to wait until later when she's talking about penises and such. I shake my head to gather my wits. My heart is pounding at a frantic tempo, and for some reason I'm blushing furiously under his steady scrutiny. I'm utterly thrown by the sight of him standing before me. My memories of him did not do him justice. He's not merely good-looking, he's the epitome of male beauty, breathtaking, and he's here in Clayton's hardware store. Go figure. Finally my cognitive functions are restored and reconnected with the rest of my body. Anna, my name's Anna, I mutter. What can I help you with, Mr. Grey? He smiles, and again it's like he's privy to some big secret. It's so disconcerting. Taking a deep breath, I put on my professional, I've worked in this shop for 5 years facade. Oh, I put in the word 5 there, well. I can do this. There are a few items I need. To start with, I'd like some cable ties. He murmurs, his expression both cool and amused. Cable ties? We stock various lengths. Shall I show you? I mutter, my voice soft and wavering. Get a grip, Steele. A slight frown mars Grey's rather lovely brow. Please, lead the way, Miss Steele, he says. I try for nonchalance as I come out from behind the counter, but really I'm concentrating hard on not falling over my own feet. My legs are suddenly the consistency of Jell-O. I am so glad I decided to wear my best jeans this morning. Okay, so... we've had some nice foreshadowing recently, being like, oh, I wish I had some of that legs are quivering, pussy are shaking, romantic stuff. And now here she is, her legs the consistency of Jell-O, steaming her...
The bitch is buying cable ties, and he drove how many hours there just to be like, oh, look at my cream cable knit sweater.
Just rocking up like... Hey there, did you know that I'm capable of looking outdoorsy? Do you think that this denim ensemble complements my package? Can you see it thrusting against my belt buckle?
Do I give you a daddy vibes? Let me know, girl.
How about we go into the back room and fuck, and then we can find my cable ties. Also, I'd quite like a hammer because I'm interested in putting up a shelf. To fuck on.
I was gonna say for DVDs.
Oh, DVDs for pornographic material. Oh.
They're in the electrical goods aisle 8. My voice is a little too bright. I glance up at him and regret it almost immediately. Damn, he's handsome. I blush. After you, he murmurs, gesturing with his long-fingered, beautifully manicured hands.
I'm so sick of hearing about his hands.
Honestly.
Just cram gross. Them in the pussy and be done with it. Jesus Christ.
Get it out of the way.
Yeah.
Heart almost strangling me because it's in my throat, trying to escape from my mouth. I couldn't figure that out from the context. I think you're shoving it down for my throat. I head down one of the aisles to the electrical section. Why is he in Portland? Why is he here at Clayton's? And from a very tiny, underused part of my brain, probably located at the base of my medulla oblongata, where my subconscious dwells, comes the thought, he's here to see you.
Sorry to interrupt you right now, but can we discuss that sentence? What the fuck was that?
Bitch, you don't use your medulla oblongata? How are you
This is the most overwrought fucking, from a tiny underused part of my brain, probably because I'm a fucking lonely spinster at the age of 22.
Oh, goodness.
That is someone who has, like, flicked open a biology book being like, I need to find a part of the brain where the subconscious is and fling it in.
I just remembered it from Waterboy. Like,
yeah. That's
I'm
terrible.
crying right now because that is so foolish.
That is terrible.
Tiny under part of my brain, medulla oblongata.
Oh dear.
He's here to see you. No way! I dismiss it immediately. Why would this beautiful, powerful, urbane man want to see me? The idea is preposterous because I'm a piece of shit, and I kick it out of my head.
I relate to this character more and more. This low self-esteem character, I find very relatable.
Maybe you will grow with her through the series and the book.
Hopefully, maybe I'll find my own Christian Grey to...
My last name is Christian. I'll be there for you.
Oh my god, are you gonna throw your white cable knit sweater at me?
I'll get the cable ties.
Oh my god.
Are you in Portland on business? I ask. Are you in Portland on business? I ask. And my voice is too high, like I've got my finger trapped in a door or something. Damn! Try to be cool, Anna. I was visiting WSU Farming Division. It's based at Vancouver. I'm currently funding some research there in crop rotation and soil science, he says, factly. See? Not here to find you at all. My subconscious sneers at me. Loud, proud, and pouty. I flush at my foolish, wayward thoughts.
Soil science!
All part of your Feed the World plan, I tease? Something like that, he acknowledges, and his lips quirk up in a half smile. He gazes at the selection of cable ties we soft at Clayton's. What on earth is he going to do with those? I cannot picture him as a do-it-yourself at all. His fingers trail across the various packages displayed, and for some inexplicable reason, I have to look away. He bends and selects a packet.
Oh my god! Oh my fucking
so
lord!
For this man's fingers!
I know! She keeps bringing up like, oh, I was looking at his fingers touching something and I nearly fucking creamed my drawers right
I
then.
want to suck his fingers.
She is so fucking horny and raw for him. Like, what the hell is he going to do with those cable ties? He's going to tie a fucking cable with them!
Honestly, bitch!
You stupid slut! Ugh.
Slut as in the funny, ironic term, not actually calling her a slut.
Yes, quite.
Okay,
I'm sorry, it's because I'm used to using slut as an insult in context where it doesn't make sense, because I think it's funny.
Yeah, I totally get it. That's why I expounded on it, in case Liz gets put in the final edit. Like, I know. I like calling men slut, because it's funny, because it doesn't demean them.
I call people slut when it has absolutely no contextual relevance.
Yeah, because it's
like
funny.
If they spilled their drink and it's like, oh, you stupid slut.
Yeah, I call Mitch that sometimes.
Yeah.
These will do, he says with his oh-so-secret smile, and I blush. Is there anything else? I'd like some masking tape. Masking tape? Are you redecorating? The words are out before I can stop them. Surely he hires laborers or has staff to help him decorate. No, not redecorating, he says quickly, then smirks. And I have the uncanny feeling that he's laughing at me. Am I that funny? Funny looking? This way, I murmur, embarrassed. Masking tape is in the decorating aisle. I glance behind me as he follows. Have you worked here long? His voice is low, and he's gazing at me, gray eyes concentrating hard. I blush even more brightly. Why the hell does he have this effect on me? I feel like I'm 14 years old, gauche as always, and out of place. Eyes front, Steele.
Whew, she's being fucking wrecked.
Honestly, whose interactions are this? Like, she must not talk to other people.
No. There's
no fucking way. This is not how people who talk to people talk.
No, absolutely not. I mean, we've had this brief piece of exposition from Kate being like, oh, you never even talk to men, you just sit in your room with a book. So, presumably...
Yeah, talk to Kate.
Yeah, like, she's never even looked at a man before other than Jose, and he's already in the bro zone, so... It's like, oh my god, this attractive man is looking at me and he's buying cable ties. Imagine if he, I don't even know, tie one of them cable ties around my tit. I don't know.
Can you imagine it's cable tie around your tit?
I can, and I don't think it would be very good.
No. 4 years, I mutter, as we reach our goal. Wouldn't it be destination? Wouldn't you reach your destination, not your goal?
And we reach completion, yeah.
To distract myself, I reach down and select the 2 widths of masking tape that we stock. I'll take that one, Gray says softly, pointing at the wider tape, which I pass to him.
Oh, the girthier tape, is that what he wants? Oh.
Our feet brush very briefly, and the current is there again, zapping through me like we've touched an exposed wire. I gasp involuntarily as I feel it all the way down to somewhere dark, unexplored, deep in my belly. Desperately, I scrabble around for my equilibrium. Bitch, what?
This is, I'm sad to admit how relatable this is. Of like, oh my god, I've never touched a human being before.
Yeah, that's the vibe. Totally the vibe. Anything else? My voice is husky and breathy. His eyes widen slightly. Some rope, I think. His voice mirrors mine. Husky.
Jesus fucking Lord in heaven.
Honestly.
Why doesn't he just walk in with a t-shirt being like, I'm going to do some BDSM shit?
I'm like S&M, babe.
Lordy Lou.
This way, I duck my head down to hide my recurring blush and head for the aisle. What sort were you after? We have synthetic and natural filament rope, twine, cable cord. I halt at his expression, his eyes darkening. Holy cow! Take 5 yards of the natural filament rope, please. Quickly, with trembling fingers, I measure out 5 yards against the fixed ruler, aware that this hot gray gaze is on me. I dare not look at him. Geez, could I feel any more self-conscious? Taking my Stanley knife.
Seinfeld sketch. Jeez, could I feel any more self-conscious? I can't even believe it. What is the deal with Christian Grey making me feel horny?
Taking my Stanley knife from the back pocket of my jeans, I cut, then coil it neatly before tying it in a slip knot. By some miracle, I managed not to remove a finger with my knife. Were you a Girl Scout? He asked, sculptured, sensuous lips curling in amusement. Don't look at his mouth! Organized group activities weren't really my thing, Mr. Gray. He arches a brow. What is your thing, Anastasia? He asks.
So you don't like things in a group. How about a one-on-one sort of affair?
A twosome, if you will.
I feel like every single paragraph of this book should be accompanied by the faint scent of cum.
Gross!
It's just got that sort of nasty-ass fucking vibe of...
It's so, like, childish, you know, like middle school type shit.
Yeah, it feels like an 80s porno where, like, at any sentence they could be boning in a hot tub.
Girls. Yeah.
You're good with knots, Anastasia. How about you tie me up?
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry about it, Mr. Gray. I'm totally good with rope. I've had lots of time experimenting with my girls in the Girl Scouts.
What is your thing, Anastasia? He asks, his voice soft, and his secret smile is back. I gaze at him, unable to express myself. I'm on shifting tectonic plates. Try to be cool, Anna. My tortured subconscious begs on bended knee.
Shifting tectonic plates, huh? That's another thing that...
You can just locate them, you know.
She's just plucked that from her GCSE level education, but like, that's a thing that moves, that's to do with science. Very good.
Books, I whisper, but inside my subconscious is screaming, You are my thing! I slap it down instantly, mortified that my psyche is having ideas above its station. What kind of books? He cocks his head to one side. Why is he so interested? Oh, you know, the usual, the classics. British literature, mainly.
More like shitterature. Oh, take that, Shakespeare.
He rubs his chin with his long index finger and thumb as he contemplates my answer. Or perhaps he's just very bored and trying to hide it. Anything else you need? I have to get off the subject. Those fingers on that face are so beguiling. I don't know. What else would you recommend? I would like to stop and say, you did not tell her what you are shopping for. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, that's fair. Just from a customer service point of view, that's not fair to presume that she knows what's going on.
Oh, hang on. What would I recommend? I don't even know what you're doing. For a do-it-yourselfer?
Okay, fair.
Gray eyes alive with wicked humor. I flush, and my eyes stray of their own accord to his snug jeans.
Come on now.
Honestly, coveralls, I reply, and I know I'm no longer screening what's coming out of my mouth. He raises an eyebrow, amused yet again. You wouldn't want to ruin your clothing, I gesture vaguely in the direction of his jeans. I could always take them off, he smirks. Now they're in the flirt zone. If she doesn't know they're flirting, she is of a resplendent mind. She does not know what's going on.
Again, making her all the more relatable to me.
Yeah, I've actually been on dates before that I did not know they were dates. I just thought we were hanging out. So
I haven't had that personal experience. I don't know if anyone has flirted with me.
Chris, did I tell you one time I thought this guy was very hot and he knew me from Twitter and he went to my college and I was like, what the hell? So I was like, oh shit, I just made a friend in college. I was so excited because at this time I was dating What's His Nuts in Indiana. And he was like, we went out to go eat at this like country diner place. And he's like pulling out my chair and offering to pay. And at one point he literally had to say, Audrey, I'm trying to court you. And I was like, what?
Did he use the word court?
Yes, he really said, I'm trying to court you. I know everyone makes fun of that, but in the South, that's kind of like a very gentlemanly thing to say. So I wasn't like, bitch, what? I was just like, oh, I have a boyfriend. Oh, I thought we were just being friends.
Oh.
It was pretty bad for him, which sucks because he's pretty fine.
Oh, shame.
It was brutal. I'm trying to court you. I was like,
oh, damn.
We were just having a chicken fried steak together. I didn't know what this was.
Y'all brought me on a date, you pulled out my chair, you tussled my hair a bit, you grabbed me on the tit once, but I thought it was fine.
It's kind of hard to tell because in the South, people are pretty gentlemanly. I thought he was just being a good hostess, taking me out. A host. Pulling out my chair. This is just what you do in Texas. But
like being a good hoe.
Wanted to kiss on me.
I feel the colour in my cheeks rising again. I must be the colour of the Communist Manifesto. Stop talking. Stop talking now. I'll take some coveralls. Heaven forbid I should ruin any clothing, he says dryly. I try to dismiss the unwelcome image of him without jeans. Do you need anything else? I squeak as I hand him the blue coveralls. He ignores my inquiry.
Can I say they have not moved at all? They're still in the cable section.
No, they moved.
Well, they don't say it. Did they say it? Because
yeah, they did.
Like, okay, cool. Sorry.
They sort
it just sounded a lot like they hadn't moved at all.
I think they were like trotting along between the different sections because he got the cable ties and then he was like, "Where's the masking tape?" And she said, "It's in the decoration section." And then they must have moved over there. How's the article coming along? He's finally asked me an easy question away from all the innuendo and the confusing double talk. A question I can answer. I grasp it tightly with two hands as if it were a life raft, and I go for honesty. Not where I thought that sentence was going, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
I grasp it with two hands as if it were a large penis that I'm checking off. As if it were Christian Grey's dick, which I want in my mouth now.
La la.
Slurping on knob cheese. Might cut that.
Christopher!
Might cut that.
I will whoop your ass if I ever hear that word cheese in that context again.
Fucking grim.
Oh my gosh. You made me hear that word.
I'm sorry. I'm not writing it. Catherine is. Miss Kavanagh. My roommate, she's the writer. She's very happy with it. She's the editor of the newspaper and she was devastated that she couldn't do the interview in person. I feel like I've come up for air, at last, a normal topic of conversation. Her only concern is that she doesn't have any original photographs of you. What sort of photographs does she want? Okay.
Dick pics, baby.
Okay.
Let me see your micro, please. This is my photos, please.
Christian Grey's fucking tiny, little ant-sized wiener. The size of a fucking Tic Tac, just quivering there in his jeans.
Some people have. Can you imagine? What if your dick was this big, Chris? What would you even do?
I don't know. Up his head. Okay, I hadn't factored in this response. I shake my head because I just don't know. Well, I'm around. Tomorrow, perhaps. You'd be willing to do a photo shoot? My voice is squeaky again. Kate will be in 7th heaven if I can pull this off. And you might see him again tomorrow. That dark place at the base of my brain whispers seductively at me. I dismiss the thought. Of all the silly, ridiculous, Kate will be delighted if we can find a photographer. I'm so pleased. I smile at him broadly. His lips part like he's taking a sharp intake of breath, and he blinks. For a fraction of a second, he looks lost somehow, and the Earth shifts slightly on its axis, the tectonic plates sliding into a new position. Why has she brought up tectonic plates a second time?
Geology. I don't understand.
There've been at least like 3 or 4 references to just science things that have absolutely no fucking place.
Tectonic plates. Is she talking about her vagina moving?
She better not be. She better not be using tectonic plates as a metaphor for her own pussy, because she doesn't really want to be using something like the molten, craggy movement of plates below the surface of the Earth's crust.
It's the Earth's crust.
Oh, darling, my vagina is like the tectonic plates. It's constantly moving.
With my pussy, like, I don't understand.
It's fucking. She tectonic plates have only come up twice, to be fair. The first one wasn't tectonic plates.
That's a couple times too many, though. And
yeah, I mean.
Tectonic plate, it's referring to her vagina, like it's that moving in her lower body, because it's talking about the Earth's crust, which is low. So I'm like, bitch, come up with something better. Read some fan fiction. I don't understand. 15-year-olds write this shit better than you.
You're talking about the crust of your pussy?
Oh, you have a urinary tract infection, bitch!
Grim.
Grim.
Tectonic plates sliding into a new position. Oh my. Christian Grey's lost look. Let me know about tomorrow. Reaching into his back pocket, he pulls out his wallet. My card. It has my cell number on it. You'll need to call before 10 in the morning. Okay. I grin up at him. Kate is going to be thrilled. Anna! Paul has materialized at the other end of the aisle. He's Mr. Clayton's youngest brother. I'd heard he was home from Princeton, but I wasn't expecting to see him today. Excuse me for a moment, Mr. Grey. Grey frowns as I turn away from him. Paul has always been a buddy, and in this strange moment that I'm having with the rich, powerful, awesomely off-the-charts attractive control freak Grey, it's great to talk to someone who's normal. What a fucking weird run-on sentence.
Honestly, they're so long. Who edited this?
No one.
Who the fuck edited this book and was like, yeah, put this shit right out there. It's horny. I asked Mitch, why is this book so popular? He said, you know how when you're starving, you'll eat anything? And I was like, fuck. It's probably people who are married to men named Gary who are balding and have a pot belly. And they're like, oh, yeah, Christian Grey. Like,
yeah, presumably it must appeal very specifically to women, because, like, I'm very lonely and this does not appeal to me at all. Paul hugs me hard, taking me by surprise. Anna, hi, it's so good to see you, he gushes. Not the only thing that's fucking gushing, if you get what I'm talking about. Oh! Hello, Paul, how are you? You're home for your brother's birthday? Yep. You're looking well, Anna, really well. He grins as he examines me at arm's length. Then he releases me, but keeps a possessive arm draped over my shoulder. I shuffle from foot to foot, embarrassed. It's good to see Paul, but he's always been over-familiar. When I glance up at Christian Grey, he's watching us like a hawk, his eyes hooded and speculative, his mouth a hard, impassive line. I quite like that sentence, that was pretty nice.
That was not bad, yeah.
He's changed from the weirdly attentive customer to someone else, someone cold and distant. Paul, I'm with a customer, someone you should meet, I say, trying to diffuse the antagonism I see in Grey's expression. I drag Paul over to meet him, and they size each other up. The atmosphere is suddenly arctic. Are they gonna fight?
I don't know. What the fuck?
This is weird.
Paul, this is Christian Grey. Mr. Grey, this is Paul Clayton. His brother owns the place. For some irrational reason, I feel I have to explain a bit more. I've known Paul ever since I've worked here, though we don't see each other that often. He's back from Princeton, where he's studying business administration. I'm babbling. Stop! Now! Mr. Clayton? Christian holds his hand out. He looks unreadable. His look unreadable. Mr. Gray. Paul returns his handshake. Wait up. Not the Christian Gray. Of Gray Enterprises Holdings? Paul goes from surly to awestruck in less than a nanosecond. Gray gives him a polite smile that doesn't reach his eyes. Wow. Is there anything I can get you? Anastasia has it covered, Mr. Clayton. She's been very attentive. His expression is passive. But his words, it's like he's saying something else entirely. It's baffling.
Absolutely baffling. Could he be talking about sex things?
Cool, Paul responds. Catch you later, Anna. Sure, Paul. I watch him disappear towards the stockroom. Anything else, Mr. Gray? Just these items. His tone is clipped and cool. Damn, have I offended him? Taking a deep breath, I turn and head for the till. What is his problem?
I can't believe that this is the first time that she's saying the word damn about Christian Grey.
It's not, though.
I don't think she said the word damn yet.
I think she said it a couple times, right?
She said crap a lot about her being stupid. Yeah, I don't think she's been like, damn. I'd like to get a piece of that grey bacon.
Grey bacon? That sounds so rotten.
Yeah, it does. It sounds rancid. Maybe he is rancid.
I ring up the rope, coveralls, masking tape, and cable ties at the till. That will be $43. In what world is that $43? Oh my gosh, sorry. I just have been to a lot of feed stores and hardware stores and stuff. It ain't $43, okay? I glance up at Gray and wish I hadn't. He's watching me closely, his gray eyes intense and smoky. It's unnerving. Would you like a bag? I ask as I take his credit card. Please, Anastasia. His tongue caresses my name, and my heart once again is frantic. Ooh. I can hardly breathe. Ooh. Hurriedly, I place his purchase in a plastic carrier. You'll call me if you want to do the photo shoot? He's all business once more. I nod, rendered speechless yet again, and hand back his credit card. Good. Until tomorrow, perhaps. He turns to leave, then pauses. Oh, and Anastasia? I'm glad Miss Kavanaugh couldn't do the interview. He smiles and strides with renewed purpose out of the store, slinging the plastic bag over his shoulder, leaving me a quivering mass of raging female hormones. I spent several minutes staring at the closed door, though I wish through which he just left before I returned to planet Earth.
Whoa!
Okay, I like him. There, I've admitted to myself. I cannot hide from my feelings anymore. I never felt like this before. I find him attractive. Very attractive. But it's a lost cause, I know. And I sigh with bittersweet regret. It was just a coincidence, his coming here, but still, I can admire him from afar, surely. No harm can come of that. And I find a photographer. I can do some serious admiring tomorrow. I bite my lip in anticipation, finding myself grinning like a schoolgirl. I need to phone Kate and organize a photo shoot. Woo, that was chapter 2.
Wow.
It was really hard to read because my eyes kept crossing.
I'm not surprised.
It's pretty good.
It's like the last, there's bits and pieces of it that show slight tinges of, okay, this is actually getting a little bit saucy and a little bit well written, and then it just completely shunts it out like, tectonic plates referring to my pussy. We're only 5% into this book. We're a 20th of the way through. Lord have mercy.
Can you imagine what is in store for us? Probably in 2 more chapters. I am assuming it's only going to take that long.
Surely she wouldn't keep the public waiting for that long before they started, like, rutting like horses.
Ew.
It would be foolish to keep building the tension of like, oh, I'm so fucking hot for Christian Grey, and he seems to have come to my hardware store to see me specifically. Does he like me? Because I like him. Like, I find this protagonist in many ways very relatable, being like, I find him very attractive, but he'll never like me back, but I can admire him from afar. That's incredibly relatable to me. But where it changes from relatable to ridiculous is that she's going to fuck this person.
Oh, definitely.
That's going to pan out for her.
Ways.